Good day, everyone!
Hello!
Welcome to the corner of Remnant. I noticed my webcam is not right. Sorry. Apologies. Hi, everyone!
Hey!
I'm Larissa, your host. I'm the Nerds of Oz, and I'm joined by my fellow co-host.
Hey, what's up? My name's Emperial. I'm a RWBY YouTuber and predominantly fan artist.
Yay! Kind of
Yeah.
stuffed up the intro, but you know, it works!
For my little bit, I was always like, RWBY fan artist. I feel like I needed something more.
YouTuber.
Well, yeah, I had a YouTuber, but I was gonna be like, I could be really condescending here and really, not condescending, really just, I was thinking about this, what I was gonna say right here last night, and I had the perfect thing to say, now I'm forgetting what I was trying to say. But it would have been like, I could be a real arsehole and just be like, RWBY fan artist extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
Arsehole wasn't the word I was trying to say there, but that's the first one that came up to my mind in hindsight. No, not in hindsight, in the moment.
Well, what am I? RWBY YouTuber, cosplayer, Twitch affiliate, yeah.
I mean, I could add YouTuber, cosplayer as well, but then we're just reaching.
Reactor.
Then we're just reaching at that point. I could put reactor in there. Now we're reaching.
Some reactions.
Yeah. I like RWBY Chibi Season 2. I have quite fond memories of Chibi Season 2.
Yes, Chibi Season 2 was great.
Yeah.
Same.
Still curious what they're going to do with Season 4 with Genlock and all the other stuff, but
yeah, I don't know. They haven't mentioned
and the leftover
anything.
content from Season 3, so we'll see. We'll see what they're doing with that. No news so far of RWBY Chibi. I'll have to keep an eye on Paula's, the RWBY Chibi director's Twitter to get news about that.
Yeah.
When that comes out, but not necessarily here to talk about Chibi. We will, and we'll touch on
some
Genlock.
point.
We'll touch on Genlock. We'll touch on Chibi. We'll get to all that throughout the stream, I'm sure. But
yeah.
RWBY episode 11, volume 6.
The Lady in the Shoe.
Lady in the Shoe. I can't remember if we had 2 episodes in a row. One, as someone who posts art and has Twitter titles, it's really annoying when you have long titles like that. It's just, that's like 2 back-to-back episodes of like Cordovan long titles, like.
And the kind of 2 episodes where the title's a little strange, like Stealing from the Elderly to me was a bit strange. And then
that feels like a title when there's like you'd have if there are 2 different examples of that happening in an episode.
Yeah.
Like they've done it before where they'll have like a title that relates to both stories going on, not just the one. So it was an interesting choice, I think, for sure, Stealing from the Elderly.
Yes, and then The Lady in the Shoe. But I thought it was funny, and I mentioned this to you when we found out about the title. When you sent me the Lady in the Shoe, I'm like, oh, you're talking about the old woman in the shoe, because we were talking about Cordovan's inspiration, the nursery rhyme she's based on. And then realised, no, that was the title, was The Lady in the Shoe.
Yeah.
So we were talking on the previous corner, remember what Cordovan's inspiration is, and it was just funny that shortly after that, we find out the title of chapter 11 was The Lady in the Shoe.
Yeah,
so
I definitely think like the Queen of Hearts, Alice in Wonderland is still there, but I think Lady in the Shoe is probably the predominant thing. And I mean, they're really giving her the works as a character in terms of like, giving her, although it's completely Jeff's choice, giving her a song in a sense.
Well, people have been comparing the song to Caffeine.
Yeah.
So
that's true. I mean, that's true. Coffee to get a song, despite how in the grand scheme of things, aren't the most relevant characters.
No, but it was an really awesome battle song. So,
and it's funny when I first heard it. It wasn't so much, and it even isn't. It was not so much a Cordovan song.
No, it's more
just. Yeah, but to me, it was more just like it was the first time we got a fairy tale song in RWBY.
Yeah, yeah.
Where the song was about all the different fairy tale inspirations,
and definitely nursery rhymes.
Mirror, Mirror, mentioning Little Red. Like it was the first time since I think Red Like Roses 1 that we got a song that was just meant to be referencing all the different fairy tales from Lady in the Shoe to Snow White to Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, so it had...
And this is only... Sorry, this is only 40 seconds of it. So
yeah, it is. So
still got another like 3 minutes of it to go.
I got the lyrics up, so...
Cool.
So check you out in your big metal shoe, fighting so many kids, don't know what to do. So the old woman in the shoe had a lot of kids to feed, sort of thing. So I like how that sort of that.
Okay, I'm not too familiar with the exact story, just that it's a lady living in the shoe.
I'm a little rusty on it, but it was all about this old woman living in a giant shoe, and she had a lot of children she needed to feed and stuff. So yeah, You got some heavy metal, but Big Ain't Bad. I thought Big Ain't Bad is a bit like the Big Wolf, like the bad wolf in Little Riding Hood, because then it goes into this Little Riding Hood's just way too rad. So that was funny.
I feel like that might be like a nice little nod to Ruby Chibi, maybe.
Yeah,
because like when Ruby was playing Little Red Riding Hood in the play, she was like very kind of like like these days era
in the hood.
Yeah,
we're down in the hood.
Yeah, like rad in the hood. Like it's all kind of. I think might be a nice nod to that, perhaps.
Could be, yeah. Mirror, mirror, who will lose it all? Of course.
Yeah, I imagine when everyone heard that, they just assumed Y song.
Yeah.
I did too. Like I was listening to the lyrics, but as soon as I heard that, like, oh, Y song. Like, wait.
That was probably... some of the lyrics I picked on very clearly when I first watched it. I missed a lot of the others, but I heard the mirror, mirror.
Yeah, it's such like an amazing, like, it's such just a big part of the RWBY soundtracks. Yeah. It's something to pick up on immediately.
Then it says, soundly whip those children or your cradle's gonna fall.
Cradle's gonna fall? I guess cradle head?
There's a nursery rhyme about the what's it called? Oh god, I can't remember the nursery rhyme. There's a nursery rhyme with a cradle in it.
All I can think about is cats in the cradle in the silver. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. Sorry, that's the only thing I can think of when I thought about it. And then I was thinking of Homer Simpson crying, because that was from the Simpsons episode. I know that's not where it's from, but that's where I know it from. So.
I can't think of it right at this second. It'll come to me in a minute.
Okay.
Then it goes, because I'm alive like a puppet with a heartbeat, which is, to me is Pinocchio.
Oh.
Possibly. I know, Penny, yeah. I'm on fire and I'm flying off the dope sheet, which really is no reference, I don't think. You gotta wind up Robin and your last
Go back. I'm still crying over Penny. Go back to that line after Pinocchio. Say that again.
I'm on fire and I'm flying off the dope sheet.
Well, I think that maybe just trying to be a reference to Yang, maybe.
I don't know. I thought that was fun. A bit weird, but
okay.
You're gonna wind up like that Robin at your last tweet.
Okay, so that could be a few things, I feel like.
Yeah, I thought that was a little strange.
What exact bird Robin is it talking about?
Yeah, I when I read or heard it, I thought instantly
Twitter
tweet.
Yeah, I don't think that's where they were going.
No, but that's what first came to mind.
I also think it's in the context of the fight. So the fire might not be Yang because it's in the context of the characters here. So Robin could be towards Crow.
Maybe.
Although Crow's bird doesn't relate to nursery rhyme.
It's like you're gonna wind up like that Robin at your last tweet. So it's more like you're gonna wind up. Something happened to a robin. I don't know. I had to look at nursery rhymes. I'm sure there's some relevance there, but I'm a little rusty on that one.
Jeez, where's Eruption Fang with damn lyric analysis videos?
Oh yeah.
Should be doing these as soon as they come out. But Absolutely. No, he waits till the whole soundtrack's out, which is fair enough.
Well, that is fair enough. It may not make more sense when I'm still got the rest of the song. Then it's like, you're heading for a fall and you're nearing the end, like a house made of straw. No one's putting you together again.
And that's Three Little Pigs.
Three Little Pigs, and also Humpty Dumpty.
Oh yeah,
God, I killed Robin
that's true as well.
God, I killed Robin Hood.
You killed Robin Hood. Oh yeah, for some reason when I think Robin, I didn't think Robin Hood.
Yeah, there's Robin Hood.
Would that count as a nursery rhyme? Is there a Robin Hood nursery rhyme? Or is that just like a legend, a mythos?
It's more of a just a. I wouldn't really call it a fairy story, but
well, fairy tale. I guess Robin Hood could count as a fairy tale. I guess
it's more a children's tale, I think, but.
Fox
Corner's on Little John Bear. Goodness. But yeah, I like this song, how it's got a lot of nursery rhymes in it, a lot of like references in it. It's been confirmed that it's about Cordo.
Yeah.
It's not a song for her necessarily. It's not on her point of view. It's just about the situation.
It's just about the scene, and then she's the star of the scene kind of thing. Again, like the Coffee Caffeine song.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll just give characters, just the songs because
it was a fight. It was a song for that fight, and I'm thinking when we get to see chapter 12, we might even hear maybe a little bit more of it when we see the finishing of the Cordo fight.
That'd be interesting. I don't think they've ever done that before. They've cut two halves of a song into into an episode. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It was definitely a very short little song, so clearly Jeff didn't have too much time to get too much of it done ahead of the episode.
Or they just wanted... Well, they played sort of a bit of tunes of it throughout the fight, but it was just the first part of the fight where they actually had the lyrics.
Yeah, well, what I really like too about that
Let's talk about that fight at the start anyway.
Yeah.
May as well discuss that.
But before, I know we've gone over, before we get in there, thank you everyone who's watching on the live stream, everyone who's watching in the VODs or YouTube.
Yes.
It is all really much appreciated. Any and all support you can give us is really good, because we love doing this, and the more people who we can do it with, we'll do it regardless, because we like talking to each other about it. But the more people who can, bounce discussions off and stuff, it's all really appreciated.
Yes.
Thank you very much. But now let's properly dive into it after we've discussed Big Metal Shoot.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Koala
Overall thoughts on the episode?
Yeah, so overall thoughts of the episode.
I thought this episode made episode 10 feel much better.
Yeah.
Because again, that was, in my opinion, was like a setup to this episode. It was really one big episode.
Yeah, totally.
So I really like it. Overall, again, one of my favorite episodes. Period. I'm really looking forward to watch the reactions, where I wasn't looking forward to watch the reactions to episode 10. I'm quite looking forward to the reactions, despite skimming through whenever Adam's speaking, because everyone will just be annoying. My opinions are my own, not Larissa's. These are my opinions, not Larissa's. Apart from that, no, but I really enjoyed it. This was everything I guess I wanted. Like traditional RWBY, doesn't do it in the way I want it to, but it never disappoints me regardless.
Yeah. 10 out of 11.
I was, I was looking for, monologuing, emotional moments. I wasn't looking too much of the mech fight, but I think they did really well with it. Let's just think. Yeah, so I wasn't expecting too much of the episode, but of the mech fight. But I really do like what they ended up coming up with. But I was really looking forward to the Adam and Yang stuff, and Adam and Blake stuff, and I thought that all came up really well. Like a bunch of monologuing. We got stuff into the background. We got all that kind of stuff. But I do think it ended up coming out quite well. Yeah. So overall, to focus on this, overall I thought it was quite good.
Yeah, I really liked it as well. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yes. Okay. My overall thoughts of it. I really enjoyed this episode. I really liked the fight at the start, the mech fight. It was exciting. It was funny. It wasn't too predictable. Some parts were predictable. Other parts were still had some surprises in there. Then we had the Adam and Blake fight, which basically went sort of what I was thinking where it would go, but it still had some surprises on there. Wasn't expecting, of course, Bumblebee, the bike. Wasn't expecting that. And it was good to see reveal of Adam Eyes, more information on his semblance as well. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It left me wanting more, wanting to see chapter 12, which that's what they were planning. They want people hyped for these last few episodes, so yes. So that was my overall thoughts of it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised they're going again with the whole first large chunk of the volume being episodic kind of thing, and then the last few being one big story, like they did in Volume 5, like they did back in Volume 3 as well. I'm surprised they're going that route again, especially when we weren't really aware what that would be going into, because obviously going into this volume, we didn't know what the end game was for this volume. Yeah. We could get the relic in Atlas, we could not even arrive at Atlas, we could maybe end with us getting to Atlas, which I think is what we're going to get.
Could be, in the finale episode. I'm still really unsure what we're going to get in the finale.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised they went with this 4-episode arc final chunk, where they kind of had like 2-episode arcs, which we discussed in earlier podcasts. Like they'd like the train stuff, and they had the Ozpin stuff, and they had the house stuff, and they had the Argus stuff. And now they're getting this bigger chunk, which would be the Adam Yang fight, which I think 100% deserves that. I'm not saying it doesn't.
Absolutely. It's been something we've been waiting for since Volume 3, really.
100%. I'm glad they're going in on it, especially if this is Adam's last hurrah. I'm glad they're really giving it the 6 years of build-up. They're giving it its worth.
Yes.
And again, for now, I'm satisfied, but I'm curious how they're going to drag this out for 1, if not 2 more episodes. That's what I'm really interested in.
I don't know. I still think the finale is going to be something different, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm really interested in, because Cordovin has kind of been like an insert main villain last minute kind of thing, but I think she's been handled really well despite that.
Yeah, she's been great. I really liked
as one-dimensional as some people think she is. I still really like her for what she is, at least.
Yeah.
Again, a part of me really likes maybe a name drop or some reference to this character earlier in the series just would have made this feel a bit bit more satisfying rather than just we meet this character, she hates us, brings out a giant mech, this is our end boss. It's kind of like, whoa, calm down.
Yeah.
A little bit, but nitpicky, of course. Since I just feel like I have to be nitpicky just for the sake of, getting all the... I don't know. But that's overall thoughts. Let's just go back and kind of just digest this earlier now, I think.
So yeah, the I don't want to be in the next episode than Jerry Jones. Yeah, it could absolutely work. Yeah, though it could also be that Blake and Yang will join the group just after the Vita Code open. Who knows?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that'll be cool. Like I'm curious. I'm curious where they go with this because they could have Adam defeat them and then they just come back. I don't know. I'm really interested in what they're going to do with it. I think at the end. One thing, I was just going to mention before we went over the recap of the entire episode.
Yeah.
You were talking about the music.
I love the music.
One thing I noticed, and I'm sure there's other characters, but the only one I noticed was after they did Big Metal Shoe, they kept the same instruments, they kept the same vibe. I'm not sure the terminology here, but they kept the same kind of beat. But they went through different character themes, but to that tune. And the one I noticed most of all was Crow's.
Yes, they had Crow's in there. Yeah.
Big Metal Shoe's beat, but to Crow's theme. I'm not sure if they did it with the other characters, but Crow's was one I noticed. So I really like how they kept, even though the song was only 40 seconds.
Don't worry, Ruby.
Oh, here we go.
It's the new Barbie invasion.
Hey, finally, the time actually worked. Worked out.
How was the boob cast?
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming over. It's much appreciated. You'll be hearing a lot of the same things, but I hope we can keep you around.
No, I'm sure it's Ruby. So yeah. Hang on,
yeah.
I'm just gonna do the shout out.
Yeah, we've just gone over just a recap of the general episode, and now we're gonna start going through it scene by scene. So yeah, thank you everyone.
Dodge. Hi everyone, Corey. It was good. You had a lot of fun. Yay.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I can't imagine why you wouldn't. I'm curious to go back though and see what Beck thought of Adam. I can't imagine it would have been the most pleasant thing in the world to be watching. I don't think she's a big fan of Adam. Not that you should be, but just saying. It was brutal. Yeah, I imagined as such.
So before we get back into talking about the episode, everyone, Shinu, if you don't know, does another RWBY podcast, the Boopcast. Ooh. It's been going a lot longer than us.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Okay. I'm willing to listen now. Now that you've said that, I'm willing to listen.
And you're not part of the raid. Oh, hi, Smash. Thank you for joining just as the raid was happening. Migo, Lego, I see your direct messages. I am streaming. If you keep messaging, I will block you. As I was saying, so the Boomcast is amazing. Definitely go check it out on Shinu's either Twitter or YouTube. It's live streamed and also posted on YouTube, just like the Corner of Remnant. And they have guests on. You had Laura Lee. I can never pronounce her name right. Is it Laura Lee?
Laura Lee. Yeah, I believe that's correct. Could be wrong.
Yeah, he's a RWBY reactor. And Shinu's a fellow RWBY reactor as well, as is Corey too. Sorry, I was forgetting about Corey. I love you, Corey. Corey is
how could you forget that lovable Smurf? How could you forget that lovable Smurf? How dare you?
I'm sorry. I love you.
Boopcast is kind of like our ancestor. Just the older version of us. We're the young and hip RWBY podcast of the Australias.
Corey's great. But yes, in answer to your question, Dodge, I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you everyone who's popping over. We've only just started, we're 30 minutes in, but really we're just about to start discussing the fight scene,
that's basically how this works.
Yeah.
We'll ramble on for 30 minutes, then we'll actually kind of go at a pace and actually go chronologically. Well, no, we won't go, I doubt we'll go chronologically, but we'll try.
We'll try.
We'll try our best.
Yes.
Yeah. But before the raid, we were just talking about like the music and stuff.
Yeah, the music. It had a lot of the character themes in it.
Yeah, not particularly the song, but just the music of the episode.
We already discussed the song. We did that at the start of the stream.
Yeah. But in particular, not just the scores and stuff, which was all really awesome. Just the sound design and amazing, especially during the later fight.
Yes.
Was so like some of the best. Screw it. During that last fight, that is the best sound design I can ever remember in RWBY. Just the impacts, the score as well. It was just so good, and also during the mech fight as well, it was also really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I imagine. And if you want to hear more about sound design, definitely go check out the Poopcast. I guarantee that's like, Sheena loves that stuff. I'm sure she rambled on about
score videos, lyric videos. Yep.
Yeah, like the fight felt so much more satisfying with the sound design.
Yeah.
And again, for as big of a story as it is, whether you like it or not, whether you like the characters or not, it's such a big moment in RWBY, and it really should be the Blake Adam confrontation. I think they've done it so far really well. Again, Chapter 10 was a bit slower, was a bit more of the setup-y, but considering it ran into this, I completely loved it.
I haven't actually got around to it yet, but I really should watch chapters 10 and 11 together. I think
that'd be yeah.
I haven't done that yet, but
that'd be good. Well, I think you'll find this whole last 4 episodes are meant to be like that. 10, 11, 12, 13 are meant to be like how the Battle of Haven was, and like how the Battle of Beacon was.
Yeah, well, Chris hasn't seen chapters 10 and 11 yet. We've got up to chapter 9, so we'll try and watch 10 and 11 together. We'll get around to that. So.
Yeah, Hard Light Dust. That's a good point. Yeah. That's something that I believe does relate to
Velvet's weapon. That makes a lot of sense. I actually didn't even think of that, Dodge. Yeah, that does make sense with Velvet's weapon.
Yeah, because they've used the term Hard Light before. I believe in a concept art, the word Hard Light is mentioned in a concept art.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I believe that's where the connection comes in. There.
It
so that was
have
cool...
the same sort of look, the same sort of color and everything. I never thought of that before.
Obviously, with Maya and Poser, it will look different. Just over the years, they've changed, like how the Grim disappear. Like they've changed effects like that.
Well, I meant more like Velvet's weapon is a sort of a similar color.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It looks a little different just because of visual, visual choices and stuff.
Can definitely see that. That's neat. I didn't think of that. Thanks, Dodge.
That's a really good point. I'm glad you brought it up, because I'd hate to have missed that.
Yeah.
That is a really cool point. And in this episode, we really get a nice, as we've had this volume really well, we've had nice definitions of roles for each character. And what I like is that each character in this episode felt they were doing something, which was really cool.
Yeah, they all had their own role to play, both in chapter 10 as well as chapter 11.
Yes. Particularly liking particularly liking like how Jean was he was the thinker. He was thinking about all this. He was like thinking everything up. But RWBY was the one actually directing everyone.
Yeah, she was.
Again, the role of leader versus strategist.
Yeah, Jean had the plan and the strategy
in volumes 4 and 5, but they've kind of really got it nailed down here in volume 6.
Yeah.
Where Ron's Ron. Why are you saying Ron?
Ron.
You would say Ron. Does that make? I guess that makes RWBY Harry, which makes sense.
Yeah, so. Absolutely.
Okay. Who's funny then? Ren?
Ren's the bookworm.
He's one with the long hair.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Anyway,
Harry Potter crossover.
Wait, wrong podcast. Corner Remnant. Anyway,
That's funny. I can't stop thinking about that now. Sorry.
I'm gonna lock my face. I'm gonna pull up the episode so I don't lose my place too far. So I don't wanna miss a few things.
Well, we started off we kind of skipped over a little bit. I loved where RWBY shot the missile out of the air and then had that sort of look on her face. With, that's when Cordova realised they were on the cliff face because she didn't know they were there.
I call that a resting bitch face.
Resting bitch face, yes.
It depends on
RWBY version.
What you the RWBY version. Because I think she had a similar look in a previous episode. Because I remember seeing a comparison shot between RWBY's.
That was the look she had when she found Crow on the stairs. That was similar. I think that was probably just going off memory. Yeah.
Weiss is definitely Hermione. Oh yeah, I guess they are the grade A wannabe. I guess that makes sense. Although Weiss comes from a magic family, whereas Hermione didn't.
No, that's it. Yeah.
I don't know why we're going into that as deep as we are. But yes, I also did love Oscar's face. I loved Oscar's face at the video game reference because he grew up on a farm. Played a video game before in his life. So he's probably like, what are you talking about?
And Weiss is like, there's no time for video games.
Well, Weiss, coming from her privileged ass, she probably never played video games herself either.
No.
Probably never had the time to. She's off doing parties and performances and training and all that other stuff.
They do.
Yeah, I guess Oscar doesn't have a scroll. That's a good point, actually.
He hasn't been seen with one, so no. I don't know. Unless he...
I guess, it makes sense that he wouldn't. I mean, who needs communication when you can just talk to a guy in your head?
Yeah.
That's enough communication for Oscar to handle, I think.
He probably didn't need one on the farm either, because it was just him and his auntie, so they might have had other forms of communication besides a scroll.
I would really like, because that also ties into last episode, I'd really like if we got like a scene where like Blake and Oscar got new scrolls, because obviously Blake was destroyed.
Yes.
Just like a nice little like, moment for those two. Because I like
you
the
get a scroll, Ollie. You get a scroll.
I like the brother-sister dynamic that they've sort of had like back in chapter 5 between Blake and Oscar. So I'd love to get like a little... I love little scenes like that. They never necessarily do those kind of things, but I love when they put that stuff in.
That would be cool.
But
yes, back to the episode.
No, but I do love RWBY shooting the missile down.
That was
very
really
nice,
cool.
like sniper.
I was a little confused when I first watched the episode. It took me a couple watches to realise. But when Weiss jumped out of the ship, she did earth dust, and then the mech did, I think, ice or water dust or something.
I thought it was
the other way around.
This caught me off guard quite a bit too, because this was the RWBY Rewind preview.
Okay. Oh, right, that makes sense.
And all we saw was Weiss jump out and earthbend, basically. Avatar. I'm like, because at the time, this is coming off chapter 10, where I was a bit like hesitant on stuff, and all the Genlock stuff just got me like a bad mindset. And I was just like, is that something they can do? Is that something they should be able to do? And the more I think about it, it's like, yeah, like it is. Like it's a bit more Avatar-esque than we're used to seeing in RWBY. But it is, like I said, just earth dust, kind of as like a wall to protect from the ice shot. But it was still it's a really cool scene that again highlights how powerful Weiss can be. We don't always, and I think she herself doesn't realize, some of the power that she has. Dust or no dust, glyph or no glyph. She really does have a lot more power than we see sometimes.
No, okay.
Oh gosh, it's just... I bet 100% scrolls definitely come out. A new scroll definitely comes out like every year. I guarantee you. And they're ridiculously amount of the end. That is true. We have seen earth dust with Blake's clones. That is actually true.
I think that might have been one of the last times we actually saw earth dust in.
Yeah. I think one of Codovan's cannon shots was also earth dust.
Well, yeah, she did.
It's kind of like ice splacks, but it was like rock versions of like ice splacks.
She did later on in the fight. After the shields were
after she like had her spout out hard light dust, she shot out. I believe it was earth dust.
It was earth dust.
Something along those lines.
I was trying to figure out then what she shot at the start, but yeah, she shot ice at the start and then she used earth dust. So you could do.
Why she's earth dust?
So she can do earth dust, ice dust, I'm assuming is, and lightning.
And lightning. Those are similarly. I think there's like 4. I'm not sure how many canisters she has. But know. Yeah, at least 3 of them are earth.
But I'd say she probably has a lot of dust, being part of the Atlas military. So
Leo used earth dust against. Yes, he did too. Yes, he did.
I
For some reason I was thinking Hazel, and I'm like,
no.
It's like, no, yes, Leo did. He used fire and earth dust. That's correct.
Yeah, fire and earth dust. Yes, that's right. I guess we didn't really see it like we had seen it now.
Yes.
Yeah, but yes, he did. Yeah. It looked like
it was like a meteoric. Like,
it did. Yeah, which was why I didn't think of it because it didn't really look like the earth dust we've seen in this fight as well as Blake's.
Well, this is the first time we've seen it used as like a projectile weapon.
Yeah, we have.
And again, it had like that ice. I think it's just probably the retextured ice animation. They put textured as stone. So it's only that had that effect.
Yeah.
But whenever we've seen earth dust being used, it's either like I believe Blake as a clone, Leo using it. I believe there's been theories that Yasuhashi's sword was earth dust. That's why it made that big quake.
Oh yeah.
In the end of Volume 2. Possibly. So those are the only uses of earth dust we've seen so far. And we've mentioned it before, dust in general isn't super utilized, but considering there isn't much of it these days because of the borders, that kind of at least makes sense.
Yeah, the dust embargo and everything as well.
Yeah, and Atlas, of course, is more likely to use dust because they're just the experts of it, whereas Vacuo's had a lot of it. We don't know much. We don't really see much Vacuo.
No, we haven't.
Really a lot of. Whereas Mistral and Veil are really much more like... Mistral's so much more cultural, they don't really need it, and Veil's just so standard, they don't really use dust in that way, whereas Atlas and Vacuo are like more.
I just had a thought with the hard light dust now. I haven't even thought of it till now. Was the Volume 2 and 3 versions of Veil had like the hard light dust, like with the painting the town and it had the barriers on the roads. That must have been hard light dust. I just thought it was projectiles.
A lot of their street lights and signs were like holograms.
Holograms and stuff. That could have been maybe hard light
dust. Maybe not intentionally. But I think in hindsight, it definitely could be.
Makes sense with the barriers on the road rather than just holograms.
really interested to see now what would happen if Blake used highlight dust of her clones. If her clones would actually
that would
become
be so cool.
solid fighters, like they actually could take a few hits, like Suns. I guess highlight dust and Blake's semblance would create Suns clones almost to a degree.
Possibly, though they wouldn't really be able to. Oh, I don't know if they'll be able to mimic.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if the clones can necessarily move or not. I think maybe as it gets stronger, they might be able to.
Yeah.
But maybe like back during the earlier volumes, maybe not. Maybe nowadays they could. Well, during the Ilya fight, definitely some of the things were getting hit looked like they were moving when they got hit. So I think maybe our clones can move more or less these days. But again, we'll see. I'm curious. That'll be a cool idea if they might ever bring
that.
That
Would be cool. That would be cool.
So after Jean and Ruby's little strategy meeting they had here and stuff out, Jean mentions the whole, this not Grim. We'll get to that in a second. This mech isn't designed, to fight children. Isn't designed to fight Constantine or anything like that. It's clearly designed as a water-based Pacific Rim-esque fighter for giant. Wow, I'm realizing how Pacific Rim this really is now. Jesus, I can't believe I didn't think about that till now. But how it's literally meant to designed to fight giant Grim, seemingly probably from the ocean, as it being like a water base between. Literally, it's meant to go out and fight Grim that are between Solitos and Anima, basically. Probably can't go out that deep, but at least the coastline.
Yeah.
Of,
it was designed to fight Grim, not small fighters like our
at least,
team.
well, that's what John would. That's what John
was thinking, and because it is slow as well. So that's also the other point too. While fighting actual huntsmen or humans,
and also we know that previous mechs, like the ones in Volume 2 and 3, were designed to fight Grim.
Yeah.
Not obviously of that scale, but to the degree, they were designed to be, protectors, to protect humans that are out fighting when androids weren't enough.
Yeah, when they didn't want to
put people in human danger. Yeah, well, a lot of their semblances do evolve over the thing. And yes, Mojo has been drawing sharks of Team RWBY recently. I yeah, what that was for. I never know if Mojo knows more than he does. I know he works for Rooster Teeth to some capacity, so I don't know how much he knows.
I think he's no longer working with them anymore, but he was working. Well, I think he's finished his bit.
Yeah, I knew he worked as a concept artist for Chibi Season 3, I believe.
Yeah.
So maybe he did his work there. Because, again, he might be more...
Not sure.
They might be, like, he and Men Dishwasher might be like freelancers. They just are hired by Rooster Teeth to do a thing, then that's it.
I think that's with Dishwasher at least, anyway.
Like how Aaron doesn't work for Rooster Teeth, but she's hired as a voice actress to them. But she doesn't work for Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, I think it's sort of
same to the degree like that. So maybe we're going to get some Megalton Shark Grim, which I think we were... The community was theorizing back in like Volume 4 would get something like that. Thinking we'd get to see the travel between between Sonus and Anima, but we never saw that.
No.
We never got my dream of seeing the rest of Team Sun sailing Team Juniper across the water. Still mad. I would have loved if they did that, but
Pacific Meg. Oh no.
Pacific Meg. something on that degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just says because he did stuff for Genlock. I'm pretty sure Dishwasher does. He did concept work, I believe, for them. I believe, or poster work. I wasn't sure if it was poster work.
He did something.
Regardless, awesome artists in the community that got hired, and it's really awesome that they got that opportunity. But I'm curious. Do you think this? Because we were saying before, let's say RWBY member Steve. Trying to think. Because we were saying before that. This might not necessarily be the final episode finale thing. Oh, you said RWBY. Okay, sorry. Trying to get my thoughts through here. You said that this might not. Even though this feels like it, this might not be the final thing of the volume. So do you think that maybe all this panic, because we keep seeing Argus in a panic, we keep seeing this giant thing. Do you think a massive Grim fight, a la the Knuckle V, like a final episode Grim fight,
something rises from the sea.
Something rises like a crack. Grim or something like that. Do you think that's what we're going to get for our finale?
Maybe. I definitely think it's going to be something besides Adam and the mech. I think it's going to be something different. Whether, I don't know, it'll be Cinder and Neo. I don't think we're going to see them until we get to Atlas. But I think it'll be really cool.
Next volume.
Yeah.
Actually.
But I think it'll be really neat that after they defeat Cordovan, or in the process of defeating Cordovan, that all this negativity that she's spouting, as well as the city of Argus, is going to attract some Grim. some deep sea grim or something. That would be really, really cool. Yeah. Because there's a lot of negativity being spouted at the moment, so who knows?
Oh, and sorry, I just completely off topic, just reminded myself.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not talking about anything from RWBY Rewind or any teasers or anything that Rooster Teeth posts. We're talking about just episode 11.
Yeah.
So if you know anything about episode 12, obviously don't mention it. I just realized we hadn't mentioned that at the start.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. We're not discussing the preview for chapter 12, because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. They're just making sure that's out there, because I don't even remember what it was, but I'm just trying to make sure that no one mentioned it in the stream.
So I actually had someone comment, I haven't had a chance to reply to YouTube comments, but I had someone comment on my YouTube saying that that the Cordovan's doing the right thing because they're breaking the law and all of that, and they're the threat to society. I'm like, no, Cordovan is the threat to society at the moment. Like, you wouldn't call someone getting a parking ticket breaking the law. So I mean, they are breaking the law, but you mean being a threat to society. So RWBY, they're breaking the law, but they're not really a threat to society. It's Cordovan who's being the threat right now. Yeah,
so here's my usual role of playing devil's advocate and playing sides, as usual. No, I agree. I agree. Cordovan's way over ahead.
Yeah, they're breaking the law, but
this isn't the right action.
She could have just sent her fighters out and neutralized the ship and everything, and that would have been the end of that.
But this all has to do with, like, her rivalry with Maria as well.
Yeah.
So this all ties into that. It's a bunch of little things that have all kind of built up.
Yes.
And also, like, she's obviously. She mentioned too that she's had a real problem with Argus. This is kind of her way of showing dominance over Argus.
Yeah.
This is more of a statement. It's not necessarily, these kids deserve to be crushed by giant mechs. Like, no, it's like, I have the opportunity. I've been wanting to make a statement, so now let's use this to actually make the statement.
Yeah, bringing tanks to a robbery, absolutely.
So yeah, like, Cordovan's in the wrong. Yeah. But again, the Team RWBY do.
They are breaking the law by stealing a ship.
Yeah, there is some reprimand. There is some reprimands that needs to happen. But this, again, and Ironwood will know that. Ironwood would see that this was a wrong course of action to take.
Yeah.
But also, like, you remember back at the party, like, Ironwood, Ironwood is pretty chill about, letting actions of crime slide if it's in good nature. Like, he let Weiss go after summoning the boar.
Yeah.
He didn't make a big deal out of it. He let him go, and even back during Volume 3 and stuff. Larissa and I can do no wrong.
Yeah, it's not bumming a city because one person stole your wallet. Yeah, but I'm very definitely taking it to the extreme. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very curious, definitely, if this is going to lead into some sort of grim fight or some sort of big finale there before we get to Atlas. And someone mentioned before Vacuo and, like, Sun and Team Coffee and stuff. I've had a few people mention that it'd be cool if our character short for next volume was them.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Just as, like, a little reminder thing. But I think, too, what I've just thought now is, if we don't get Neo and Cinder for the rest of this volume, that would be the perfect character short to have at the start of next volume.
I also thought that we might, if not that, but get
just
them in the end.
A villain character.
Get them in the end credit scene.
Oh,
all the villains arriving in Atlas, or something like that.
So I would love if we had, like, a really long end credit scene. It was just the Raven Tie talk. We just got to the end of the episode. It's like, sure, one. Let's have another end credit scene, like a 5-minute one.
Yeah.
Well, they're also quite behind in the timeline, so the chance of them catching up won't make much sense. So
I don't think they will.
Yeah, I'm not sure if because again, I don't mind they're not doing too much with Cinder or Neo because again, I think I would have liked for them to I don't mind they brought Cinder back as quickly as they did.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, for the sake of suspension and drama, it would have been cool to keep her down low a little longer.
Maybe.
And also, they want to get Neo back in there for fan demand and stuff, fan service, or if they planned it, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I don't mind there not being a big factor because I think there'll be a bigger factor later on. But they just wanted to remind us that they're there.
And also, like, when we think about, we talk about character shorts, we had the Adam character short at the start of this volume, and now it's really coming to be actually important because we're seeing the possible end of Adam's story arc. So it makes sense now why they had the Adam character short, because he's become quite important now at the end of the volume. So whatever they do is the character short for Volume 7 is probably going to be some relevance or importance for Volume 7 itself.
Yeah, and it's always a reminder I like to throw back in there that, yes, we've only seen Neo and Cinder 3 times this volume.
Yeah.
In earlier volumes, apart from Cinder and her crew, we saw villains 1 or 2 times a whole volume. Yeah. Like, it's not something new. The fact people could suggest, we haven't seen this character for so long. It's like, we saw Adam.
They're separate to our main
Not in
girls
Volume
at the
1.
moment. Yeah.
We saw him once in Volume 2. We saw him twice in Volume 3. Like, you know, like, it's not a huge deal. Like, again, like, yes, sure, you could forget about them, but...
Well, at the moment, yeah, they're important to the story, but they're not with the main 4 girls at the moment. So that's why we're only seeing snippets of what they're doing and what
also,
they're up to till they
there's always
catch
a
up.
chance we'll just catch up with them next episode. We've still got
Yeah.
2 more episodes, and a lot of fight that still needs to drag on a bit. So having some scenes maybe in next episode to have a little bit of stuff from this fight this episode, and then we have all the kind of wrap-up stuff in 14.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It depends how they go.
We'll see how it goes. And in relation to Stark, yes, we want Stark. Maybe Volume 7 we might get some Stark.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but
those-
holding off onto it till it's the right moment.
It's one of those things where we got Silver Eyes and Ozpin's past this volume.
Yeah.
That's enough for me. Don't need to rush anything else. Save your big
History
story.
of
Like,
Remnant.
I'm still very surprised they even gave us both in this volume.
Yeah, we asked a lot of questions this volume, yeah.
So it's like, you know, they want to save their biggest story beats. They want to use them all at once, you know, which is why they saved Silver Eyes for so long, you know.
It went to the right moment until it's relevant, and yeah.
Yeah, they can't give you great device 6 really.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking maybe Volume 7. But
yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, with the Silver Eyes and Ozpin's past, they didn't really have the room to go into it. And also, they've hinted towards it enough that I don't know. Like, I'm curious how big of a deal it's actually going to be, considering they've mentioned Summer, they've kind of alluded to stuff like that, and there hasn't been any super unique reaction from RWBY. So I'm not sure how much of a significance it really is going to have. I'm curious what they do with it, because it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like it's much like the Red White Roses Part 2 song. It doesn't seem like that's really what's going on here. In terms of, like, you know, oh, you left me, blah, 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 I hate you because you died and you left me alone.
I think that's more her response, like, when she was younger.
Yeah, and it's kind of one that, I'm curious what they're going to do with it, but I just don't think it's going to be, some of the obvious theories are going to be, like, what their relationship was and what their connection is going to be. You know, I'm more leaning towards this one that Summer has more of a significance with Salem to some regard. Just because, like, why we haven't, like, I think the story between Summer and RWBY isn't something that existed already. It's not something that's happened in the past. It's something that she's going to discover in the future. Otherwise, we would have had some reaction from her at this point. Yeah, like at the end of Volume 3 when she was mentioned. So, very curious what we're going to see about that. I forgot that having a good chat means you go all over the place with these streams.
We have gone all over the place.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
So thank you, everyone, who's making this a hell of a stream. It's been so great.
Yeah,
so
we're
barely
active chatters, so we're getting we're sort of bouncing all over the place, but it's been good.
We are an hour in. I've gotten 4 minutes through this video I'm watching in terms of the episode, and we haven't even touched Bumblebee yet.
No, we haven't.
This might be a long one.
Oh god. Probably.
I love Maria's comment about
They're gonna take my driver's license, but I won't take
this ship. Then Ren's like, very reassuring. She's a crazy old.
I loved at the start of the fight with them going separate ways, and then RWBY and Crow jumping up and split off, and RWBY shooting at her windscreen. I love that. I love
seeing her use a semblance.
Yeah, I loved her jumping on the missiles, and it was so good.
Yeah, and the music going along to it was just so cool.
The music was really on beat with the action. It was really good.
Yeah. It's one of the first times I've seen RWBY's speed, like, in slow motion, so it was definitely very interesting when I first saw it, but I definitely like it a lot. And I like the team up with Weiss, in the water and stuff. That was all really, really cool. And them jumping across the water.
Yeah.
I do think the second I saw this, though, it just made me kind of giggle a bit, where it's like, why struggle to walk along snow? If you can jump across ice islands in the water. You know what? She's a fucking trooper. I'll give her that.
The only thing is, I wish they should have showed them slipping a little bit. Maybe like when they're on the little island, like they're slipping and sliding, because they are on ice, but they weren't. But that would have been.
Ice isn't always slippery. It can be sticky.
Yeah. Depending
on how cold it is, it can actually can grip you.
That's true.
So yeah, and
but I love them like zooming up on the like.
Yeah. Also, always got to remember that I think regular elements and dust are probably different. Like actual frozen water and ice dust is probably different. Yeah. Probably doesn't work the exact same way. I imagine, because it's a bit more magical, and the rules are obviously a bit more different to nature. And like we said too, I love how everyone kind of had their plan, like everyone was doing something in this.
Oscar was with Maria around in the ship. We had Crow in bird form jumping on top of the mech, and I like how it's like, what was that? It's just a little birdie. I like Nora's comment about beach season. Yeah.
It's like, and you said it wasn't bitching, and Ren's face at that moment. If you go back and pause, Ren's face just like, oh god, like it just like this like concerned expression on his face.
I missed that line. I thought she said something else originally.
Yeah, no,
so...
it took me like 3 times to actually understand what the hell she was saying.
I
Like,
thought she
couldn't
said
understand.
about you said it wasn't a deep sea bed. That's what I thought she said originally.
No, no, she said like, and you said it wasn't beach
Beach
season.
season. I missed that completely. I
Yeah,
wonder
no,
if anyone
I
pointed
did
that out
too.
in my reaction because I didn't actually react. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, then we got the hard light dust, like we mentioned. Very cool. So then the rock dust.
Yes.
Damn, we mentioned that earlier. And then then we have like the crow birdie, the crow just coming in, and it makes when I saw this, I'm like, can we just remember that Crow is a well-known, famous, professional huntsman, and he's just here like I don't know, for some reason it's this guy committing crimes, even though he's not a good guy.
No, I say he's probably probably chaotic good.
It was just funny to me seeing like just thinking about like just like the nature of like what they're doing, and it's like these are like these good guys aren't doing the good thing here. Cardovan isn't good either, but it's like it's two wrongs in this situation. It's just funny.
They asked her and she said no, so they're doing it their own way.
I'm agreeing with Team RWBY. It's just funny. I just think it's just funny. And yeah, like the shield is more like a protection, not like an actual shield over the things. Like getting close and personal can do damage and stuff.
Yeah, it just stops missile.
I love Crow using his crow powers.
Yes.
A lot. And I also wonder, it's cool that they gave Crow a secondary magic ability because his semblance was passive.
Yeah.
Like he can't use his semblance, so they gave him something else he can actually use as a semblance.
Yeah.
In a sense, so it's cool. Like that's more. That's more like a behind the scenes kind of thing. Nora's getting back in, my man.
So, well, one bit, I don't know, I love, like, when Cardovan shot at Ruby and Weiss, and then they came out on the Lancer. That was so cool. I love that shot.
Yeah.
And then that's when Ruby then jumped up on top of the mech, and everyone's like, yeah! Ruby's, like, waving to Cardovan.
Yeah. Also, like, Weiss knocking the mech over the ice in the water was a really cool...
and that's when Ren jumped on and everyone was able to attack it.
And Oscar kind of hinting at something. Like he notices something.
It's
before...
unbalanced. I think that's what he was getting at. So when Weiss did her ice attack and unbalanced Cardovan and made her unstable, I think that's what he realised this could be a possible weakness, but he wasn't able to actually...
before trying to warn them about the shot, and then, then the Lancer comes out. Always cool seeing the Ledge again, because we haven't seen the Knight this volume, have we?
No, she hasn't. I think she's
cool seeing the Lancer.
After what happened at Haven, I think she's going to be
she
a little
realised
bit more cautious about summoning, especially when that one takes a bit more of a longer summoning time than the Grim. So unless she's able to, summon a bit quicker.
And also, can we just mention that even though she was unbalanced to a degree, I think the amount of speed and force RWBY to knock the mech over just with a side strike, that's impressive. That's an impressive amount of strength there. Again, we see Argus again like freaking out, so we'll see what that leads into. And
they don't know what's going on. All they can hear is Cardovan shouting, "Alice will prevail," and all this other crap, and bang and crash and earth shaking.
So what I really like here is that I'm not sure if this was intentional, but the parallel between obviously this and the Petrogigas fight is pretty apparent, just because like the size and people who are in it. But I like the fact that they gave Ren a very similar role in this fight, but they didn't make him. They didn't make him, defy gravity like he did in the Petrogigas fight. He ran up the arms like he did in the Petrogigas fight, and then just stabbed onto him. Didn't fly up into the air. Like I don't know.
You couldn't really stab into the rock in that fight. So
no, I get that, but I'm just saying that like even the running up the arm, it looked a lot more grounded. It looked a lot more real.
It did.
So I don't know if that was a direct.
I didn't really think of the Petrogigas fight, but I'm
wondering if there was an intentional parallel between the two to kind of right some wrongs from that fight. Because that is a pretty criticized fight in the RWBY lordom. I'm curious if it was deliberately kind of trying to amend some of that stuff. I'm not interested. The time dilation thing is something that obviously we haven't seen for a long time.
No, we haven't. No.
So I'm curious, how that would affect summoning. That's a good question. I'm curious how that would...
She can summon Grim a lot faster than she can summon the Knight.
Well, the Knight is Grim, technically.
Yeah.
It is
It is, though. I think also the size of it, too, because it's a lot bigger. Possibly it takes a little bit more longer for her to summon than the Grim. The other Grim, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, Lancer and stuff,
Yeah, the Lancer and the Beowulf and I know she has someone available for the Borbotux.
No, that was Winter's. Yeah, Winter was the payoff. I love Ren climbing around the mech with his guns. I thought that was a really cool use actor. That could just use of him doing something.
And I liked how he found the shield generator and he almost fell and Crow helped him. That was a really nice shot with the two of them. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I love those two teaming up. That was a really cool. Like that's like my friend, a friend of mine who kind of into RWBY. Like me and his girlfriend have been really trying to get him into RWBY heaps. He's cosplayed a Sun before, but he's literally the personification of Crow and Ren together. Yeah. So I'm really curious to get his reaction on seeing those two side by side. Yeah. Because like he wears like Crow's kind of clothing, but then like he has that kind of like emo edge to him like Ren does. So it'd be really interesting to see. It's a nice
little combination of the two, and I just
there were a lot of nice little combinations.
It's good to see some characters interacting, which we don't get to see interact such as them too.
Or even ones that like I want to see connecting more, like Weiss and RWBY, like how Weiss catches RWBY in the lane. It's like, what if I didn't catch you? It's like, I knew you would.
And then RWBY's like, I love that little.
And again, I just love it because Weiss hated her for that. But RWBY was
like, catch you. And she held RWBY's hands as well. Like she was really concerned about her.
Yeah, like it was playing to their friendship, but still keeping their characters who they are. Yeah, so I like that. They didn't sacrifice their characters for the moment.
It was really cute. I liked it, and
I just like Weiss was just like, oh, I fucking hate you. It's like I hate you so much.
And then with Nora, she had, get back here with my man, which I love that line. But Nora, and I was talking with Sheenoob as well about this particular bit. Because we've been working on something. Anywho, and this bit here, Nora, when she got hit, Jean helped shield her. She probably would have died from that because Jean used when you slow down that particular, so you see Jean activating his semblance just as he grabs Nora to shield her.
Looking at it
and he amplified both the auras, and both the auras got broken by the force of that hit. So if Nora didn't have Jean there to amplify her aura, she probably would have died from that because that was a heavy hit.
Or at least got really, really hurt. They mentioned on I don't think it was RWBY or RWBY Rewind, but they mentioned how like this scene in particular, I think it was the RWBY episode. This in particular was deliberately done just to show you how big this thing actually is. Yeah. Like to see you in the background, to see the massive hand just come in and strike her like that.
Yeah. And it hit her directly. And Jean managed to get her in time and use his shield to shield her, but it hit them both directly and slammed them into the rock and broke both their auras. So that was pretty forceful.
Yeah, and then she just shot the Lancer out of the air.
Yeah, and then she shot the Lancer out of the air while they were distracted. So, yes.
One thing I really like here, or one thing I remember someone mentioning, was that like obviously like aura and semblances aren't like as powerful as you can be. Sometimes semblances fail. Sometimes aura doesn't work as well as should or whatever. I like the idea that someone mentioned that the reason why RWBY's semblance ran out there was because of Crow's bad luck. Because Crow was the only other person in that scene.
That's true, she did. And I'm not sure like why she she could have used her semblance a little bit more to get across, or she could have used her semblance to get back up the cliff face, but
well, seemingly like her semblance, she tied herself out like when she held Penny.
Yeah.
Just because she'd used it quite a lot and she'd been doing a lot, so she could have just tied herself. Because you can because I'm not saying her aura ran out necessarily, but she just got tired.
Yeah,
and it just was just too much of a strain on herself to use, but not necessarily she can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of that, the idea of her getting tired, and the idea of the bad luck semblance kicking in.
Yeah, that's
at the same time as to why,
hydrate.
Fresh bottle this time. Unlike last time with the hydro bot screwed me over, tried to kill me. Thanks, bot. I say everyone else I know has to say hydro bot. You ever say healthy bot? I always say apologies for calling it.
It's because the hydro bot stopped working, so I switched to the stay healthy bot.
Fair enough. And then Oscar comes in, wanting to do something before RWBY gets blasted into the cliffside.
And that's when
shoots the missile, and then
Cordovan unfortunately got Maria got Cordova's attention, and she's like, "Oh wait, there's this Maria in the ship over there," and just threw the missile back at her, which was funny, but
which was like the only thing in this episode that I thought was odd.
Yeah,
like the only thing that was like interesting choice.
I thought it was
Yeah,
cool because it's like she caught the missile and just threw it back. You're like, have this back.
I like it, but it's just in practice, it's like, that's a big hand to catch a very small thing and not make it explode.
Yeah.
And then to throw it, it does explode when it
Practicality
hits.
probably wouldn't have worked, but I like
But
it.
it was an anime moment for sure.
Yeah, it was an anime.
And I think it would have worked better if you actually saw the hand catch it, not just, and then the hand, and then it zooms out. But nitpicky for the second nitpicky.
Oops, I didn't get out of BattleNet. Don't mind that.
But yeah, so I'm very one thing I haven't really talked about. I'm curious what this means for these characters. You know, is Oscar going to be okay? Is Marie going to be okay? Is the ship going to be okay?
I'm sure they'll be okay. The ship, I'm not sure about, but hopefully they'll be able to fix it.
Yeah, I'm
I don't think
really
it got
curious.
hit directly. It's more like it exploded and they.
It exploded, and then like the ship kind of started to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it exploded, and the ship kind of just like tried to was basically shutting off, basically, just due to the explosion. But it didn't hit them directly. No, the ship wasn't itself.
Hopefully they'll be able to land on the cliff. Okay, we'll find out in chapter 12. I'm sure.
It would be funny if Maria survived the train crash, but then dies in a ship crash. It's like you survived the train crash. How come that didn't help anything? And where's your preflexes for that one, Maria? Trying to avoid the damn missile. I guess it was kind of too big of a scale for the preflexes.
Yeah, I think that was just too big of a scale. Yeah.
Landing strategy. They need Oscar never. Oscar needs to come back for landing for landing strategies. that's an Oscar. I love it if Osborne's back and it's like I had to make sure Oscar knew his landing strategy. That would just be like, fuck you. That's fun. Fuck you. If that's when Osborne returned.
Oh dear.
And
But
now.
Yeah.
And another thing, too, was really interesting about the sound. As we get into this scene, I kept watching this scene and it was like I wasn't sure if I was hearing lionized or if I was hearing
it was from the shadows. From the shadows,
but
kind of in the
I could
first
hear
part.
lionized as well, which was really
I
interesting.
think they mixed the two together. There was definitely lionized when they get to the waterfall scene.
Like, okay, it was lionized in the waterfall scene. Okay,
definitely lionized in the waterfall scene. And I think it was sort of from the bit at the first part when they're fighting through the trees and when Blake's running away. That was definitely from shadows, but I think it had a little bit of lionized in it as well. I'll have to, when we eventually get the soundtrack and listen to the score without it, everything else going on, we'll be able to make more sense of it.
Yeah. So this first little interaction was much like episode 10. It was quick, it was choppy, it was very high-paced.
Yeah, and Blake wasn't panicking as much as she was, but she was still a bit panicky.
But she was using dual wielding, so I'm sure everyone who was losing their minds the past 3 volumes will finally, even though it lasted for like 3 minutes because
it was
because kind of lost one of them. But again, if they don't want to make her a dual-wield character, then get rid of one of them, and then she can just be a one-handed character, and it's not a big of a problem. But we'll get into like possibilities and like outfit changes and character and weapon changes. We'll get into that in a little bit. But no, I love this first little sequence. I love like the Spider-Manning away from Blake, which is kind of something she's always done, but it was the first time it really looked like she was Spider-Manning.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then it was like, all you do is run, which is very appropriate because, but yeah, she was trying to gauge the situation and get some room, some space on him, which didn't quite work out.
I like that line again because that's Adam, you know. Anyway, I like Adam. Leave me alone.
I must admit,
doesn't mean I condone Adam. I just like him. But,
I must admit, I did like the voice acting. Yeah, I did like the voice acting for Adam a lot better than previous.
Not that line.
Not that particularly line, but
right before he takes his thing off, that was some of the best voice acting in the show. Not just Adam. I like the voice acting overall. Period. Really well.
Yeah.
A lot of people think the first ear twitch, not the ear twitch, but when she looks back during this first scene, she hears Yang. I don't think that's the case. No,
I don't think so. No.
Okay, because I know a lot of people and then she heard her again at the waterfall. Like, no, I don't think. I think this is the first time she just kind of like realized there's an opening. I can get away that way.
And I was thinking, like, when Blake's jacket got cut, it's possible that Yang found their jacket and realized where they were going, because she probably wouldn't have known what direction they were heading.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but it looked like she didn't come from that direction. That's all.
No,
it looked like she came from over the waterfall, not along the rock. She might have seen them
and then done a big loop around to then launch off, because she would have needed to know that they were there.
I don't think she like thought about it. I really want to hit this guy with my bike. I'm going to go the long way around, even though I'm like stabbed. I'm going to go the long way around. I don't think that's what she was necessarily thinking.
But yeah.
I loved the because I'm trying to go through it a bit. I love the the impact of when her coat gets cut. I'm not sure what exactly does get cut because obviously her belt strap is fine.
Yeah.
But the coat, so I'm not sure what even going slow. I'm not sure what exactly gets cut. But I love.
I like how that kept flying off. Yeah.
Goes through, kicks him still, and then I love this little bit here where she shoots him, and something about her pose, something about just the way she looks there, looks like the most like empowering female ever seen in RWBY before. There's just something about her without the coat on, with the arm out shooting that just looked like.
Yep. And she got a few hits on him too until he blocked him with his blade.
It's funny. It's like I'm like, wow. I feel like I'm female empowered just seeing that. I don't know why. It just looks like it's such a badass.
There's a lot of female empowerment in this section. That's for sure.
But I do really like, that she did shoot Adam. Like she did get a few shots.
She did get a few shots.
No visual aura signs, but that's just doesn't matter. That's that's nitpicking. But I do love that. She did get a few shots in before he hit him.
Yeah.
Really like that little touch because it wasn't necessary, but it was just such a nice little touch. Just thrown there. Then they jump away again to the waterfall. And as someone who
I just love the setting. It's so cool.
I love the setting so much. It's very like that's the anime as hell setting, but then we get the Lion Eyes playing as well into this scene. But so back during Volume 4, when all these outfits were first revealed, some of Blake's character outfits had it without the jacket on.
Yeah.
And I love that look 100 times more than the coat at first.
I still feel like something's missing on it though. It still feels naked to me. But
in the concept art, it has shoulder straps.
Oh, okay.
But it's not there on the model. I recently I re-uploaded the Blake post I did on Thursday and gave her the shoulder straps.
Oh, okay.
So that was posted recently.
Yeah, I did see that actually, but I didn't notice the shoulder straps.
Yeah, it is very simple.
Yeah.
But I like it. It's like her old outfit, but rather than the white, it's her skin instead of like just the white. And so I actually really like. I hope she kind of keeps this look. I know they're going to a colder climate, so they will probably get a new outfit. And with Volume 7, it's like 3-3. They probably will get new outfits next volume, possibly. So interesting to see where they go with that. And then they'll finally give them the cold outfits that we wanted to get this volume. They'll get the next outfit. We'll see. I've said that before, and they haven't done it, so we'll see where it goes. But I say they gave them new outfits because it was Volume 4. It might just because of the Maya engine. That's why so maybe they might not give them because they're not going to switch engines, I imagine.
I don't think so. I think they just gave the new outfits because it was a new story arc, so they needed an upgrade. They'll know the beacon. So
they wanted to show that they'd grown up. Yeah. But anyway, regardless, I love her without the coat on. It's such like I've wanted to see it for a long time and I've forgotten about it until they happened. Like, oh, I remember I wanted to see this. I loved it. And the fight. Coming in was just really good. This in particular was a bit slower. It was a bit more focused. I really liked it. Adam shooting the shadow, but it wasn't actually there. It was a really cool thing.
Really cool.
I didn't notice it the first time. But like Blake steals Adam's sword. It's caught in his sheath.
Oh.
For a long bit of the fight, he's only using his gun because the sword is in Blake's sheath.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Where she catches it.
Yeah.
And he's just fighting his hand to hand with his gun.
Yeah.
It's really cool detail that's really easy to miss. And then when they go to that I don't know what you'd call it, where like they're holding arms and weapons and stuff. He grabs his sword and throws the sheath away.
And that's when Blake looked that way and then got hit in the face.
Yeah, she's looking at her sheath flying away and then hits with the hilt of the sword, and then we start getting the monologue stuff, which I love. I love the "you're selfish, you're a coward," and of
you're
course,
delusional. That little
he is delusional. I'm not saying he's not, but she has run away. She has done selfish things. She has done cowardice things, and the reason why that hurts Adam so much, we'll get to in a tiny bit here. I just love it. It was drama filled. It was. I love drama. I love this kind of. Yes, it's dark. Yes, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for storytelling, so I love it. I know some people hate Adam, so they hate this. That's fine. You're lost, 'cause I fucking love it. So you're the one not enjoying it. So I don't know. But I love it. I kept saying, how many times was I saying last week that Adam's delusional?
Yes.
Blake seems to share the exact same.
Yeah, but I love that shot too, where she's looking up and her ears are sort of turned down, and she's like, you're delusional. Yeah.
I love the callback to the scar. I love those tiny details kind of stuff, just looking at the scar. And I'm not sure here, looking at it now, does Blake have an Audi? Looks like a belly button's an Audi.
Oh, just I didn't even look at a belly button.
Just in that one shot, it looks like she has an Audi. But it could just be a mix. But every other shot, I think she looks like she has an innie. Anyway. I just noticed it too, that Blake does, like, clench her hands when Adam points at the scar. In the master detail to add there. and then breaking Gamble's shroud. That's
Yeah, poor Gamble Shroud. Hopefully they can fix it.
that's a hell of a statement because they've never done this before in RWBY. Obviously, Yang lost the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And they've had Ruby's Crescent Rose all cut up and damaged. So to actually break a weapon, and the thing I remember again back to Volume 4 around the character short. I remember seeing Ruby in that character shot and thinking her weapon was changed, just the way she was reloading, firing. It looked like they altered. And this was like I was 3 months into the fandom at this point, so I had no idea what the hell I was talking about. But I was like, oh my god, that's so crummy. Why would they change the weapons? That seems like that was such a Monty thing. Why would they change that? It seems kind of disrespectful. I was wrong, of course. I didn't change the weapon.
No.
I was just dumb. It's a very ballsy thing to change the weapons because the weapons are such a Monty thing to the show more than anything else. I feel like.
Well, apparently Blake was meant to get a weapon upgrade in
back in like
Volume
3,
but
yes,
didn't
that
happen.
has.
So maybe this is going to lead into that possibly for what Monty planned originally for Gamble Shroud. Yeah.
So I would hope so.
Yeah, I think it'll get reforged.
But also, I also like. Well, I'm thinking. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. If they're gonna give her a new weapon, if they're gonna fix this one, if she's gonna have the sheath for a little bit. Because I like the sheath. I'd like her just to use that for a little bit. Because I do like the sheath.
Well, she's gonna have to for the time being.
Yeah, I just don't want to next volume she have a new scroll and her weapon is completely undamaged and it's fixed.
I hope they. I think when they get to Atlas,
why break it at that point? That's all.
Yeah.
Like why not just have it go away? If you're gonna break it, then make that mean something. That's all. I think they will, but we'll just have to see here. And then like I said, voice acting here was so good. I loved it. So and yeah, like you said, like people have hurt me in all sorts of ways. Long before we met. Yeah. All sorts of people in all sort of ways. And it's like, but no one hurt me quite like you. Yeah. You didn't leave scars. You just left me alone. I love that because Adam is not redeemable. Adam is not Adam is not forgivable for what he's done. No. But now he's understandable now.
Now you can understand the motives behind what he has done. Yeah.
The only person he cared for in his life left him. Yep. Granted, that might have been deserved, but that still would have hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why. And again...
Instead of moving on, he's just...
I like, too, that he's not... I say I like this, even though this is going to sound dark as hell. I like the fact that he isn't delusional to the sense where he thinks he can get Blake back. He knows that he knows that she left. He knows she left for a reason. Yeah. And isn't stupidly just trying to win her back. No. Again, and like you kept saying, if I can't have her, no one can. And
exactly. Yeah.
That at least makes more sense. Yeah. As fucked up as that sounds. It just makes a lot more sense, I think, to the character. And I love that his eyes are blue.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting his eyes to be blue.
That. I'm glad they weren't silver.
No, well, it made no sense for them to be silver.
I just really liked it. I love and I'm curious, how long did it take you to realize what the brand was?
Until I saw people on Twitter saying it was an SDC brand or SDC, and like, what? And then I realized, because I thought it was numbers.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit hard to make out. It is.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
It looks like 600 or 605 or 603. It does look like, or 50 something. Like, it does look like that. It does. Yeah. And I didn't notice it when I watched it the first time. I was like, that's interesting. I'm wondering what it means. And obviously, it's a bull, so he's branded. Yep. Why I hadn't heard more people think about that beforehand.
I didn't even think of it either, to be honest.
The Shindas company is really cool. It really makes me think that, like, you know, people were saying, like, wow, it's a really dumb political move, or not political, it's a really dumb promotional move to do this, because that's evidence you've done it. But you look at bulls and cows that are branded in real life. Typically, those aren't the ones that are getting sold. No. Those are the ones that are staying at that farm till they die.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Adam was ever meant to leave the dust mines. I don't think he was ever meant to leave Atlas. He was meant to be there till he died and managed to escape. I'm
thinking perhaps he did something wrong that ended up with him being branded and thrown to the death part of the mine or something, you know, the no one comes back out of sort of thing. But
bloody hell, they all are like that. They're the ones that are stuck in Atlas.
Well, maybe. We don't know. You haven't seen any others, so we've heard about Ilya's family, but Ilya herself never got to the mine, so
No, she was just a kid, then she got into the academy, then ran away after she died.
Look, some people have been saying related to Shanique name just because he's got blue eyes, but I don't think so. I think it's a different shade of blue anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, eye color doesn't necessarily mean family relation.
Nah.
But it'd be interesting to
I
see.
don't think so.
A nice detail I like too, I guess, the fact that he has a brown eyebrow makes me think that his hair color is naturally brown, and he's dyed it red and black.
Well, it's a dark.
I know, but I've never seen an eyebrow in the show that's brown like that before. So it's the first brown eyebrow I've ever remember seeing.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It was just really just the eyebrow, I think, just looked, because it wasn't black. It was like really distinctively a different color. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, Adam's hair, you could say it is brown with red highlights.
To me, it's a little bit. It's a dark brown. Like RWBY's is meant to be sort of a dark brown in some lights.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
true.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the point is that it's cool that like his hair is probably meant to be brown, but I like that. Or his eyebrow, like his eyebrow and the hair color doesn't necessarily have to be the same, but it's just a cool idea to give him a brown eyebrow. That's a really interesting look. I love the blood-filled dead eye on the other side as well.
Yeah.
Such a really nice touch. And again, as someone who's always kind of liked Adam, this episode made me like, I like him more than I like Cinder at this point.
Now we have more, we know more about him. We know his motivations and what's a little bit of an idea of what happened to him to cause him to hate humanity so much. It just makes more sense now.
Yeah. It really goes to show that they're really hammering on the eye thing. Cinder lost an eye. Adam's got a branded eye. Weiss has got a scar. Ruby's going to lose an eye.
No, she's not.
Really, they're really drilling in the whole eye. Silver eyes, the god Silver eyes, Salem's eyes.
Eyes are important in the series. They've always have been.
They've mentioned that like back in like volume 2, 3 era. Like eyes are super important, which is always really funny when they change someone's eye. Like Nora's for like 3
Yeah,
eye
Nora's.
color.
Yeah, they just kind of settle on the eye color for her.
So that's always really cool. And it was sad. Like, it's sadder for Blake, but it is just like, it makes me really just kind of like, I don't know. Adam's such an interesting character. Yeah, maybe he's apparently stained with blood. Oh, whoa, that's a point.
It's very dark, but I like it.
I love it because it's that dark, but that's a hell of a point.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Then Blake hears amongst all this hears the motorbike, and again I love the callback trying to don't do the stab again.
And if you watch that shot carefully, I had to watch it again, you can sort of see like a black shadow behind Adam.
You can see, he's finally let go. Because I don't know. I've heard someone say that it has been confirmed that it was one of Blake Ribbon's, but I haven't seen that.
I don't think so.
But I've heard someone say that it was confirmed, but like I said, I didn't see the actual confirmation.
I don't think it's one of Blake's ribbons, no.
There's something really dark about him trying to keep stabbing her in the stomach.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Like, I don't know if it's to do with like childbearing. I don't know. Like, there's something.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just opportunity. It's the least armored place, and
I get that. I just know, like, I've always had the darker theories about their past and stuff like that, and when it just comes to like I don't know. It doesn't mean anything. Of course, it doesn't. But I just like that. Like, for my own headcanon, it kind of just doesn't. It just adds kind of little things to it. Always wanting to stab her in the stomach. Anyway, but regardless, it doesn't mean anything necessarily. But I like even the clone, like the eyes whited, like even the clone.
Yeah.
Whited, like it actually looked like she got hit, and then.
Yeah, it had like a look of surprise. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, and then the crazy, they actually did it. They actually hit the bastard with the fly.
I love how Blake's like, I'm not alone. It's like, incoming!
I saw so much fan art and so many dumb bumblebees saying this would happen, and I just thought they were so stupid, and I felt so
They've
bad.
had this plan for a while for them to be able to storybook it and animate it and everything. So it was something they planned for a while, but it's just hilarious how people were saying after chapter 10 this was going to happen.
That's such a dumb idea. It's not going to happen. And then it does. And I'm like, I feel like such an arsehole. I feel like enough of an arsehole liking Adam. And now this bloody... Yeah, it's symbolic of Adam leaving his mark on Blake as well. Yeah, like the scar, like that's what it means as well. And just like, Adam probably relates to his own scar. Because like this didn't hurt me. You hurt me more. So even his own brand probably now relates to Schnee and also Blake as well. And I'm curious to see if Adam dies or if he ends up running into the other, like what Weiss's reaction to this would be, or what Blake's reaction to Weiss. Well,
I'm pretty sure Blake's already seen it before.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true as well. But it's interesting to see again, like what Weiss's reaction to this would be if we get to see. I don't know if we will or not. you can see what the action is. But yeah, I can't believe they actually hit him with the bike. throw one Bumblebee for another. Sure, why not?
Rip Bumblebee. But yeah, I love Yang's like pose when she lands down. You see her eyes open, sort of in surprise. I think when she see what's actually happened at not only just Adam but his face, and then sort of
it's like focus. She like realizes and like focuses. I love Adam. I love that so much. I love that like there's a history between these two characters that isn't super obvious. Like obviously Blake's PTSD. And even Adam clearly remembers who this was.
Yes.
But I like that when they do actually kind of get ready to fight, it's more like a mutual kind of like, well, let's get back to where we left off. Like, it wasn't like I don't know, I really like how they handled their connection, like their past and like what they mean to each other. I really like it.
And even like Blake says, we've got unfinished business.
Yeah, I love that. Like, I love that.
And you see him actually activating his aura there, then you realize he means business. And this next fight, you can tell he was holding back against Blake. He goes full on ball against Yang.
It wasn't his aura. He was just like powering up his semblance. He was just activating his like.
To me, it reminded me very similar to when back when they were training in Volume 4 with Oscar, how he activated his semblance, had that sort of glow and then it faded.
Yeah, but you were saying he didn't have the aura effect. It was just his highlights glow, which they do with semblance.
Yeah.
That's all. Regardless, like he was powering up in a sense. Regardless, either way, he was getting ready to go full on because he knows he probably knows how powerful Yang is. He knows how good Yang is.
I think because he knew he didn't have to hold back against Yang, because if he kills Yang, then that will help.
He didn't want to kill Blake then. He wanted to get her down and then kill her in the moment. Whereas he would just kill Yang just for the fun of it.
Yeah, and because he knew how that would
I love this so much. Like Yang standing firm, but Adam was the one pacing around. And this fight, the sound design, everything was so good. I love. Also, Adam's semblance has gotten more powerful because he now can create these kind of like clones of himself with his semblance. Love that. That looked so cool in the sound design really again.
Cool. Yeah, everything. He was so fast. He was just. It was not holding back on this fight at all.
Constant blades of energy, which again aren't that strong because he's sending like weaker amounts of them, and also throwing the sword like a helicopter. And then kicks it like it did in the character shot, but then Yang punches it away, then he picks it back up. Yeah. I'm going through. If you can't tell, I have it here. I'm just going through it.
It's
it was such good. I always forget that Yang can use her gauntlets as like buckler shields.
Yep.
I always forget that because like a boxer as well. Like she's blocking all the sword strike.
She did a lot in the in her yellow trailer. She did a lot when fighting.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the sisters. She used them as boxing.
Yeah, Adam also did the 3-strike move, but standing still this time. I love that. That was really cool. And then Yang actually comes in now. She's on the offensive.
Yeah, she got a few hits in there. Yeah.
Got a few hits in there. Uppercuts, kicks him away. Does the fucking grappling. I love the grappling.
Yes.
Grabbing the arm, punching in the stomach, punching the back of the head, kneeing. I just love the grappling. Yep. That was so good. It was so fast you can miss it.
It was so fast.
What was the best thing in this entire episode was just the rapid punches and the sound design. That was so good.
But the problem, that was all on his sword, and it was powering up his sword. That was before she knew about that, and then Blake...
Or at least had a proper understanding of it, at least. Yeah, and then shooting, and again he absorbs it all, and then sends out more clones to distract her, and then comes in with a massive flurry of the energy. And this is another one of those scenes where it's like, they do it now in RWBY, where they kind of like have a character explain someone's semblance. Which can be hit or miss. This one I didn't mind it as much.
It worked. It worked because Yang wouldn't have known.
The audience, it was all kind of obvious.
It was obvious, but it wasn't also obvious.
There was nothing there that she said that was like surprising. Just the only cool thing about it that I really liked was that like she said this semblance is like yours. Yeah. That was a cool little thing to mention.
Yeah, because we never really thought of it that way.
Yeah, that alone makes it worth having in there because it just again relates the characters more. Yeah. I would love to see like a fight between like Yang, Blake, and Mercury. Like those three characters are all very similar.
Yeah.
So really cool to see like all their comparisons. Then we come in now with the again. Well,
before we get into that, I love Yang's line here. I love Yang's line where Blake says that he absorbs it all into his sword and dishes it back, and Yang's like. Yes. So he takes all the hits, but doesn't feel it, or he doesn't feel the hits he takes. That's just cheap, because Yang feels every attack that hits her. So every is wearing down her aura. She feels every hit, while Adam when he's absorbed with his sword, he's not feeling it because it goes straight into his sword. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how Yang.
Another, yeah,
That's
that was
just
another nice
cheap.
little- Yeah. I remember when I first heard it, I thought she said like, and that's cheating.
Yeah.
But like the line got cut off. But then no, she said
No,
cheap.
that's just
I was like,
cheap.
oh, I kept
Yeah.
hearing cheating every time I heard that, but without
Nah.
the ing. It was like, that's cheat. I was like, that's a weird way to put it, but yeah, she said cheap.
Cheap.
Yeah,
it could have. I think this was the
that was a
best
cool
place
thing.
because they didn't really get talked.
Again,
discussing too
with
much, so.
with the additions of it's like yours and the whole doesn't take without pain. I think those lines alone make it the whole thing kind of worth
I
it.
think it was explained well, and not just clarification for us who mainly figured most of it out, but also for Yang who didn't know. So.
Yeah, of course. And then she goes in for the signature kill shot with the punch, and Adam does the same thing with the sword, but shoots to the side to avoid it. Like she's learning. She didn't make the same mistake she did back in Volume 3.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have highlighted that a little bit more. Like that's more like you could miss that that she did that they were doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Because they went through it pretty quickly. But again, it was a cool detail that they put in there, regardless. And it was very similar to the same thing she did with she did the same thing with with Shady Man, back in Volume 4, where she shot over him, then did the hit rather than just going right into it. And then the fight was really cool. This scene in particular, she did a lot of kicks. She was highlighting a lot of kick moves and stuff to that degree. A lot of jumping kicks, and then again like hits the sword, but enough energy just to blast it back.
Yeah.
Quite badly. And this I really liked. Again, like a lot of people were mentioning that like a lot of Adam's looks between them was kind of like a realization. I didn't interpret it like that as much as everyone else did. It was just more like a frustration at them. It wasn't like a you two are together, I'll kill you. It wasn't like that to me.
No, it wasn't that to me either. It's more.
It was a lot more subtle than that. It was just kind of like just more like the fact that Blake showed concern for Yang. Yeah. Is what frustrated him.
Yep, that's it. Blake showed concern for Yang that they'll and that's what annoyed him. So I'm just gonna finish her off now, but
yeah, okay. I'm glad you see it. I'm glad you see it like that as well.
I can see, I see both sides, but when I first watched it, it was more concern.
Yeah. And I love how this time he's just charging it all up. I love the special effects and the lightning and just the Blake showing for Yang and then the strike and
I fully expected Yang to go flaming hair back at him, but nope, she didn't. I just love the look on her face instead.
Okay, so I like how that's how you interpret it, because I think that's a lot more satisfying.
Yeah.
Where like, you're expecting the fire to come out and strike back. Yeah. I was thinking more like, well, I doubt she actually got hurt here. So why is him suspenseful? It doesn't look like she actually would have gotten hurt. And she didn't. So that's why it didn't hit me as much, because I was expecting her to be... It's like the scene was telling me she's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
It's like,
her arm got damaged. You see the black marks on her arm.
Apparently that's the same marks that the Beast got in Beauty and the Beast when they get attacked by the wolves. Apparently it's the exact same
I saw that comparison.
I think Barbara mentioned on RWBY Rewind. Yeah. But yeah, I like her facial expression where she's just like, "Leave us alone. This is your last chance. You can put this aside. You can let this go."
Yeah, and we actually gave him a chance to leave. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But of course he didn't. And then I love that line, like, because Yang, of course, having the PTSD with her hand shaking slightly.
Yeah. Like, do you really believe that, or are you just trying to scare me away so you wouldn't have to die protecting her? Again, going back to the whole protecting thing. And then, hold hands, blah, blah, blah.
Blake steps in, so it's like calming her on the hand and said, no, she's not protecting me and I'm not protecting her, we're protecting each other. I love that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, because of the fandom, it feels more annoying than it should be. Because me personally, because like again, like to me, that wasn't a shipping thing in my interpretation. No. But I'm not allowed to think that. I have to think it's a shipping thing.
Look, like
it's one of those things where it's like not everything has to involve sex, not everything has to involve love. You can have strong friendships. Again, I am not in any way against Bumblebee at all. I hope it happens. I have no problem if it happens. I would like if Black Sun happens, but I don't care if Bumblebee happens. It's just until it happens, until it is confirmed, and I'm not saying this to be sexist, I'm not saying this against lesbians, but seriously, calm your tits. Even guys calm your tits. Everyone
hasn't been confirmed yet. Like, and I mentioned this in
even Blake getting even Aaron getting the tattoo, even Barbara saying that things have been planned from day one, doesn't necessarily relate to the thing in question.
Exactly. So,
or at least not to be taken as confirmation. Go ahead, sorry.
It could go romantically. I could definitely see it going down that path.
Yeah.
But at the moment, they're two friends, battle partners. They've been through a lot of shit, and they're standing up for each other, and they're going to fight him together. That's how I saw it, and that's how I see it. If it goes romantically, I'll happily support that. I'm
exactly.
fine with that. But if it doesn't, then I'm also fine with that as well.
And also,
yeah.
What
I
do
just
people
enjoyed the scene overall. I thought it was good.
100%. It's like, what do people expect? Look at Ren and Nora.
Yeah.
They're romantically involved now, but it doesn't change anything. So why is it such a big deal? I just don't get it. That's why, to me, it feels like it's almost like an agenda. Like people need justification, and it's like, why? Why do you need justification in this? I understand people who ship it just because they want them to see them happy and they think they'll be happy together. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't come off that way a lot of the times when people are shipping it, though. That's all. Again, I've gone into this, so I don't want to get into too much because we've gone into it a lot. And I'm sure we'll get into it again next week and the week after.
But we'll see how it goes with chapter 12, absolutely. I think Adam is going to die this chapter. I think he's reached the end of his character arc. Yang's giving him an opportunity to leave. He declined. We know now about his semblance. We know more about his background, his motives. Everything's just been laid out for us. Yeah. So I think he's definitely going to either die or be very seriously injured, probably die. I just had a thought. It would be really cool, like they get him seriously injured, tell him to leave, and then he gets like destroyed by a Grim or something.
I
Grim
get
just
that.
comes up and attacks him because there's a lot of negativity right now. I'm surprised the Grim haven't come up.
Yeah, well, that's the thing in general. Like when they're out in the wild, I feel like we should see more Grim just when we're out in the wilds, but we just don't. That's always a nitpick of mine that we should see, like, you know, them staying at the coastline, them, you know, Blake and Yang riding through the forest. We should have seen a Grim or two in those scenes. They don't have to do anything, but they should just be there static at least. Just from what we've been told, how prevalent the Grim are in the world, apparently. I know this was near August and stuff, so it could have been monitored, protected, etc. But yeah, I don't know. If Adam dies, I just want him to be killed. Yeah. I don't want a Grim to do it. I don't want him to die.
It needs to be done well, and I think they will nail it. I'm sure they got.
Yeah, again, I don't mind Roman dying the way he did. I think at the moment his character that'll work. I don't think you can do that with Adam, but that's just me.
I'm just more thinking the fact that they don't quite kill him, but he's like mortally wounded. They just give him another chance to leave, and he declines, and that's when the Grim comes up and kills him.
Yeah. Or even just hurt him to the point where they leave him, and he's just like, he just dies peacefully, kind of thing.
Don't know about
that. Like in the snow, like kind of thing, like he freezes or something like that.
Yeah, because in a way, as much as I want Yang Blake to kill him, I also don't think it'll be a good idea for them to kill him.
No, and that's where I'm really conflicted. Because like I want him to be killed. I don't want him to die falling. I don't want him to die by a Grim. I don't want him to die sacrificing himself. I just want him to be satisfyingly killed. But these characters don't feel like they could do that. Yang maybe, but Yang would have to go Super Saiyan and get angry. Yeah. Which, again, I don't mind. I don't think that's necessarily... Again.
I think she will activate her semblance in this next part of the fight, but I think it's going to be done correctly and smartly. Not just, I'm angry, I'm just going to smash you.
And again, like, it makes sense for him to die Gaston style. I get that. Yeah. I just don't know if I enjoy that. Yeah. And again, I've said that before, and they do it, and I do enjoy it. I'm just saying, in theory, but in practice, it might actually be more enjoyable.
Well, whatever what happens, I think it's going to be satisfying, and we're going to like it.
Just from episode 11, it's satisfying. Yeah. And also, is it just me, or is Adam just much more enjoyable about the mask or ribbon? I just like him so much more. We can see his eye. Because Adam's always been a weird character where he's had a weird mouth because he hasn't had eyes or anything. They've had to be really expressive with his mouth, which has given him a more creepier vibe or weird vibe than I think they intended. Yeah. But now that you have his eyes and his eyebrows and stuff, he just looks like more of a person. Looks more of a, well, not human, but a faunus. Yeah. He just looks more like he's not. Again, it really adds to his like. You can understand him because you can see he's actually a person. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of thing.
You can see more emotion now with his eye and everything too now too. So yeah, like how he's looking between Blake and Yang, that was really good actually to see him his eye like pupil.
And again,
between the two
we're finally seeing him like this. With again a little info dump on his semblance. I feel like it's almost weird if we do kill him now. We've got enough from him now that I feel like maybe he could go a little bit longer.
Is this going to be the end of his character? Because it's got.
I do think so. It's just funny how they revealed everything now, and then they're going to kill him.
Well, I think that's the reason why they have. So everything's all done now. It's all tidied up. His character's been fully flushed out now. So, yeah, rather than killing him before that, then that wouldn't have felt quite right, so...
Yeah. Yeah, and it'd be cool once we get this out of the way, then we get a Weiss done with Jacques out of the way, then we can finally get to building personal reasons why Team RWBY are involved against Salem. We can get, like, personal reasons, like, you know, Salem killed Summer, RWBY's personal reason. Salem sacked the Sneak Dust Company, reason Weiss hates Salem. Salem, you know, is the reason why Raven is the way she is. That's why Yang hates her. Salem wants to just wipe out all fairness from the world and give human magic babies. That's why Blake hates her. You know, like, something to that degree. Like, I'm curious to see now, once we get these kind of these secondary villains out of the way, how these characters will start getting personalized with Salem. As I'm curious to get if we're going to get more Salem or more of the villains in these last 2 episodes. We said at the start of the stream, but I think we'll probably get one more enemy to end the volume. Whether that's Grim, whether that's Cinder or Neo.
I hope it's the Seagrim. I really hope it's the Seagrim. I think that would be awesome. But we'll find out. And like, if it's threatening Argus and they have to destroy it to save Argus, I think that would be really cool. And redeemable for stealing the ship and starting the whole thing.
Yeah. And I'm curious if like Ironwood or Winter will show up at the very end of the volume. Just like pick them up and take them to Atlas.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Because I'm curious again how this is going to end, because
now the ship's also being damaged too.
Yeah, well that's true as well. That's a good point. Like we ended in volume 4 in Kuriyuri? Yeah, Kuriyuri. That was close to Mistral. Yeah,
it was, yeah.
Whereas August isn't. So are we gonna skip over the whole sea travel? Are we gonna like I'm curious. So that's not, I don't know if we will end this volume in Atlas. We'll probably end the volume going to Atlas.
Yeah. Or even the end credit scene could be them arriving in Atlas even. With a hint towards the villains with Neo and Cinder there, and as well as Watts and Tyrion have gone to Atlas too, so...
Yes, like, it's one of those things that's like, I'm not mad that the volume is only 13 episodes, I'm actually quite happy it is.
Yeah.
But there's so many things we could get. We could still get Ty Raven, we could still get more of the villain stuff, we get more Salem stuff, we can get them arriving at Atlas, we could have Cinder and Neo. But it seems like so focused on just the mech fight and this, which it should be, especially that Blake and Yang stuff.
Yeah.
But there's so much else going on right now that going into volume 6, or 7, we'll see like how hectic things are going to get, because we have a lot of build up to a lot of stories right now that still need to be addressed, or even the Sun stuff and Coffee stuff in Vacuo.
I'm also, when we get to Atlas, I'm really looking forward to finding out more about Mantle, more about the dust mines as well, and the Faunus being oppressed in Atlas as well will be really good. I know you want some more Penny stuff as well.
Yeah, more Penny stuff, getting more Weiss and Whitley stuff, and Winter stuff as well,
and all of that. There's a lot that could happen in the Atlas arc.
Or more Watts stuff, we get a bit more insight into Watts, being back in Atlas.
Well, he's going to Atlas.
See where that goes. Again, building personal reasons between Salem and Weiss, possibly, because Weiss will probably be a big character next volume, because she's been a bit of a side character this one, which is fine. I'm also thinking too, we haven't gotten a one-on-one Weiss fight since volume 2, like a one-on-one. I guess.
Yeah, we did with the Lancers.
Yeah, but against a person.
Oh, against a person. It was a bit of Herb against Bernal in volume 5.
Yeah. No. Okay.
That was Weiss versus Bernal. Yeah, it was short, but it was there. Yeah.
But, no, you're right. I remember someone mentioning on Twitter, on Reddit, and people were mentioning those fights as well, but I'm just, to the level of Weiss versus the Lieutenant.
Well, we're going to have a Neo and Cinder confrontation at some point, sorry. We're going to get some human-on-human fighting at some point, definitely. I'm actually glad to actually see some even though I know the mech is piloted by Cordovan, but it's a nice Dominic. Yeah. But I want some more Grim fights too.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things too, like, okay, how awesome the first Grim fight was at the start of the volume.
Yes.
And they've paced this volume really well with the soundtracks, with the fights, like who fights when soundtracks are used, the story.
Everything's been paced really well this volume.
Really well. It's not, again, it strangely hasn't been the most crazy volume. And not the most has happened. Like even like the Brunswick stuff and the Argus stuff has been a bit more low key. And even this finale, like it's just against Atlas Lieutenant, not against anyone.
We don't know this the finale fight yet.
I know. I'm just saying, like, this volume has done a good job of giving us major plot points.
Yeah. And
the story still being more subtle, more low key, which I like. I like the fact that it's more down to earth storytelling with like lesser villains, stuff like that. but it still be such a good volume. You know, it doesn't need to be charging on Salem's Kingdom at this point or anything like that.
Yeah.
I like what they've done with it. I'm very curious to see what they do with the rest of it. And yeah.
Well, I think that's about to wrap it up. Does anyone have any questions they want to ask us before we wrap up the stream?
Thank you, everyone.
Out there, yeah.
Everyone who's been on the stream. This has been a particularly long one.
It's been good.
This has been this is probably one of my favorite streams we've done in a long time. I really enjoyed this one.
Yay.
So thank you a lot for Beck, for Sheenu for raiding. That was
thank
really
you,
appreciated.
Sheenu, for the raid.
Anyone who's watching the Twitch VOD or YouTube VOD, you know, really appreciate it. If you're watching YouTube, make sure to comment. We'll make sure to respond to your comments.
Absolutely.
Down below. And just thank you all. This has been a really awesome ride, RWBY, and these streams. I'm really curious to see.
Hey, Gold Pepper Gold. Yes, we're just wrapping up.
Predictions for, I would say, more mech fight, more Adam Blake fight, and possibly a grim fight at the final chapter.
Yes, I think right at the end of the chapter.
With Ironwood arriving on the scene at the very end. That would probably be me, and probably not much of any more of the villain stuff. The villain stuff will probably save for next volume.
Yeah, I think so too. We might get flashes of it in the final episode.
I'm hoping that we'll get the thing where, like, maybe the start of next volume, we'll have like 2-3 episodes. In theory, them going to Atlas by Sea, and then during that time we can get a few episodes on villain, focus on some villain at the start of the volume for once.
Maybe, yeah.
I
don't know. We'll see. But I think definitely chapter 12 is going to be focused on the mech fight and the finishing of the Blake gang and Adam fight. Yeah. I think that's going to be the main focus, with maybe something happening at the end. I really hope it's a Sea Grim or something. I'd be so happy. It'd be good. It'd be awesome to finish off the volume with a really big fight like that. But thank you everyone for hanging out. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. It's been fun. This will be posted on YouTube in 24 hours time if you want to check it out there as well, or if you're watching it on YouTube, thank you again. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think we're good. We need to praise the waifu and the great one. Hey J-Spy, I'm sorry, we're wrapping up.
Praise the mini
great one.
Praise the mini one.
There's the mini waifu. I got little mini waifu too.
You have mini.
Mini. Even more mini.
Hey, drop Neo.
I got the 4 of them there too.
Up.
Okay.
Out. Well.
Yeah, it's been a good stream, J-Spy. It has been.
Yeah, great stream.
I noticed Emperial's little shield things coming apart. I have to reglue it.
That doll was coming apart the second you bought it.
Yeah, it did, yeah. So we'll be streaming again this time next week as discussing chapter 12, and then the following
I'll
week
just look up for a second to see if any of the details have been released on said episode. So give me a second.
Yeah, we'll see if so if you don't want to hear the title of the episode disappear.
Nah, it's not out yet.
No, it's not out yet. Never mind. Okay, cool.
It's not on Reddit. I'll check Discord, but I don't think it's there either.
Nah.
Yeah. I'm hoping we'll get a few longer chapters, because the last ones have been not short, but I'm curious if we'll get some longer ones.
I'm thinking
and also huge props to, I know we was talking about pacing, but huge props to the, like, nothing has felt rushed. The animations all felt like, sometimes I've chapter 10 felt a little rushed, but they rushed the non-important stuff if they did rush anything.
Yeah.
They've saved a lot of time for this stuff. Yeah, like as cool as the Raven and as cool as like the
I won't be able to get Max, who's in the other room.
As much as the Raven and Cinder fight was awesome, I'm cool that they've kind of the more Loki fight of Adam and Yang hasn't been as taxing, so they can have the times to kind of do all this stuff, and I think it's been really, really cool, really worth it. Yeah, really good stuff. Okay, no stuff on the episode.
Praise the great one. Praise the great one. Woo! And Waifu and Pocket Neo. Make sure she looks perfect.
I'm getting the dust.
I need to fix Pyrrha's shield though. It's coming apart.
Weiss is a bit dusty.
Dusty. And we'll see you all next week for more Corner of Remnant. Thank you all for watching.
Bye.
Bye.